Imagine this. You lie in the hush of midnight, pillow cooling beneath your cheek, the hum of distant traffic fading to a low sigh. Muscles drift into velvet slackness, eyelids meet, and the world calls it sleep. Yet, the moment consciousness loosens its grip, something incandescent stirs behind the eyes. Something elders once swore could cross galaxies before dawn. Your pulse slows. The room seems to tilt. A subtle click unfurls at the base of your skull. You do not power down. You lift off. Most of us have been taught that sleep is a maintenance cycle, mere neurological housekeeping. But from Egyptian priest astronomers mapping the duat to Tibetan monks rehearsing the bardo, from Aboriginal dream track keepers to classified CIA gateway operatives, another story persists. Each night, you exit the terrestrial stage, traverse dimensions, and rehearse the real secret: how to die, how to live, how to shape timelines like clay. If you've ever woken jolting as though dropped from a height, if you floated between waking and oblivion while an unseen current tugged at your heart, if a dream once felt truer than daylight, you have brushed that frontier. And tonight, we step through deliberately. After this voyage, you will know why your brain's theta hum is not a lullaby but a launch code, how nightmares morph into maps the moment you turn and face them, how a single sentence whispered before sleep can summon teachers of light or drag you into dense astral basements by morning, how to recognize sleep paralysis as the half-lit doorway to conscious exit, rather than the clutches of a formless fiend. We're the forbidden manuscript, its folios scattered through Egyptian papyri, Tibetan dream yoga scrolls, Gnostic gospels, and the Monroe Institute's lab notes says consciousness actually journeys. And what waits there for those who dare to remember? Breathe once, close your eyes for the span of a heartbeat. Feel the soft buzz in the center of your brow. That is the key warming in your palm. Keep it ready. When you were a child, you drifted easily, flying corridors of impossible color, talking to grandparents gone before your birth, waking certain you'd been somewhere beyond language. Then teachers laughed, parents worried, screens flickered, and the public story hardened. Dreams are random firings, dismissive nonsense static. Yet the static sometimes spelled warnings that saved lives, sometimes displayed the future like a postcard. Abraham Lincoln dreamt his own funeral. A dozen passengers canceled voyages on the Titanic after nightmare premonitions. Thousands felt compelled to skip Manhattan meetings on a sunny September morning in 2001 because their sleep launched red flares only they could read. If dreams were trash, why this precision? Neuroscience admits a mystery. During REM, the amygdala blazes, the limbic theater roars with emotion, but logic circuits dim. Electroencephalographs reveal patterns identical to elite meditators entering gamma ecstasy. Bodies paralyzed to prevent enactment, yet consciousness lights up like a nebula. Something is happening that microscopes can't translate. Enter the records they never covered in school. 4th Dynasty tomb walls depict Pharaoh's Ka, his subtle double, floating upward beside a 5-pointed star. Greek Orphics etched gold lamellae to guide the psyche's nightly flight. Sanskrit Upanishads call the true self the wanderer who leaves the nest and returns with dawn. Every lineage of seers agreed, sleep is transit. Modern black-budget research grudgingly concurs. In 1978, Robert Monroe floated from his Virginia lab, noted a code hidden on a shelf upstairs, awoke, and proved it. Decades later, the CIA's declassified Gateway Process Manual teaches soldiers to entrain left-right brain hemispheres with 4 Hz tones, slip into focus 10, mind awake, body asleep, and project to gather intel. Why train warriors in fantasy? Because it works. Let's map the stages of your nightly departure. Stage 1, hypnagogia. Brainwaves drift from beta buzz to alpha calm. Flickers of color, random faces, soft booms. Thomas Edison used this threshold, clutching steel balls so they'd clang and wake him at the first surge of insight. Tonight, you'll use it deliberately, consciously. Repeat, I remember where I go. Stage 2, theta gate, 4 to 7 hertz. Sensation of rocking, spinning, distant whoosh. This is the moment the silver cord loosens. Many experience the hypnic jerk. Body jerks to snap consciousness back in. Smile instead. Let the fall complete. Stage 3, REM delta overlap. Limbs locked, mind blazing. For many, picture dream commences, but with training you will feel the subtle body rolling free. A tug at the navel, a pop behind the ears, then you hover inches above mattress, aware of both rooms, the physical and the astral overlay shimmering through walls. From here, the landscape responds to belief like wet paint. Lower, middle, higher planes unfold. Lower feels heavy, grainy. Fears crawl as figures. The shadow clown you fought at 6 was your unspoken terror, wearing costume. Face it now. Hold its gaze. Radiate compassion and watch it fold into light. Trauma transmuted. Middle appears as dream versions of Earth, cities that blur when not observed, impossible physics. Conversations with acquaintances who speak your thoughts aloud. This is the processing hallway, sorting memories, rehearsing probabilities. Higher erupts in ultraviolet dawn, temples carved from vibration, libraries where books open into holograms, beings whose eyes contain galaxies. Time there behaves like a Mobius loop. Mentors show you futures, sprouting from present choices. Your boarding pass? Frequency. Enter sleep agitated. Descend. Enter grateful. Ascend. Simple, ruthless, Belictus libriens, and thoughtful. Hence the ancient rituals. Egyptians burned kaifi, a blend of myrrh, juniper, honey, wine. Pythagoreans minimized supper, believing heavy food glued soul to flesh. Shamans drummed heartbeat rhythms to entrain theta before lying on moss. Modern version, kill screens an hour prior. Bathe in warm light. Breathe 4-7-8. Press gently at the Feng Fu, Palace of Wind Point, where skull meets neck. Visualize a cobalt door. State your destination. Teach me in the halls of light. Seriously. Notebook on bedside. Non-negotiable. Now the hard part. Remembering. On waking, linger motionless. Replay sensations in reverse. Grab pen. Spill fragments. A scribble at 3 a.m. that reads blue stairs, lion, grandmother laughing, may decode later into ascend courage with ancestral blessing. The subconscious writes in hieroglyphs. Context emerges across nights. Patterns repeat until decrypted. Keep catalog and you'll notice another phenomenon. Shared dreaming. 2 siblings recall identical storm-lit beach. Same tide pulling at their ankles. Quantum entanglement hints how consciousness fields resonate. In REM, individual minds dip into a unified ocean. Frequencies match, stories merge. Commenters worldwide report twin encounters. Statistics shrug. Coincidence, but the heart recognizes truth. What of nightmares? Threat simulation theory says the brain rehearses danger. Mystics add danger often equals denied emotion. The chase scene is your unspoken shame gaining shape. Turn mid-sprint, ask the pursuer its name, and mask dissolves. Lesson integrated, nightmare retires. Should paralysis strike, eyes open, body immobile, dark form looming. Remember, you're half in, half out. Panic locks you. Breath unlocks. Wiggle a finger slowly. I choose to rise. Many report rolling free into lucid astral flight from paralysis once fear subsides. Now to precognition. Dreams that script tomorrow. Time in the astral is liquid. Consciousness can surf future ripples, then backflow data. Record enough, and you'll tally dream seeds sprouting in news headlines, meetings, chance encounters. Use this responsibly. Course correct, not control. The future is probability, not prison. Nightly, you also meet teachers, robed luminaires, animals glowing, or a stranger who feels older than stars. Ask names, receive vibrations, not language. Feel knowledge osmosing. Spiritual traditions liken this to attending nocturnal universities. Children remember, adults dismiss. Reverse that trend. Thank them, request clarity, and next lessons unfold. Caution: indulge lower plane thrill rides too long, astral barrooms, sensory loops, and you wake fogged. Higher journeys replenish energy so profoundly you can sleep 4 hours and rise electric. Gauge aftermath, adjust intent. For those pursuing advanced mastery, employ the Edison, Tesla, question before slumber. Holding a dilemma, creative, personal, scientific, enter the hypnagogic phase repeating, "Show me the elegant solution." Keep pad ready. Many breakthroughs, benzene ring, sewing machine needle, Apple's graphical interface, traced to dream downloads. Let's address skeptics who cite brain chemistry only. Consciousness may indeed correlate with neural firings, yet correlation is not causation. Consider veridical OBs. Blind patient awakes describing surgical instrument shapes never touched. Child identifies code on rooftop he could not physically see. Either coincidence stacks miracles or awareness travels. The CIA files speak plainly. Remote viewers sketched Soviet sites, later matched by satellites. Not imagination. Conscious contact beyond flesh. So why smother this knowledge? Because a populace unafraid of death, fluent in multidimensional navigation, resists manipulation. Fear-based economies, surveillance states, consumer hypnotics dissolve when citizens consult higher council nightly. Therefore, toxic blue light floods evenings, pineal calcifying fluoride seeps into water, mainstream media ridicules lucid dreaming as woo. A subtle war on consciousness wages through circadian vandalism. Your defense, ritual. Clean electromagnetic field, phone in airplane mode, Wi-Fi off. Herbal allies, mugwort under pillow amplifies recall, blue lotus tea induces visionary calm. Crystals if you vibe, selenite wand along spine. Most potent tool, steadfast intent. Before bed, sit upright, inhale 4. Envision silver cord anchoring heart to cosmic source. State objective, healing, knowledge, reunion. Lie facing east if possible, aligning body with Earth's magnetic flow. Do this 21 nights. Brain rewires, dream recall blooms, lucid gateway opens. What of dangers? Entities feeding on fear? They exist in lower densities, much like sharks patrol murky waters. Armor equals frequency. Gratitude, courage, humor they can't digest. If confronted, send emerald light from heart. Watch figure dissolve or transmute into guide, thanking you for liberation. Some nights, however, you may sense a presence that is no threat, perhaps deceased family. Recognize by warmth, coherent eyes, clear communication. Accept hug, receive message. Many grieving hearts find peace through such nocturnal visits. There will be sessions where you awake exhausted, as though you worked overtime. You did. Souls volunteer for collective healing while bodies sleep. Remedy: ground in nature, hydrate, sea salt bath, affirm boundaries before next sleep. Tonight I restore. Mission resumes tomorrow. As practice deepens, daytime reality morphs. Synchronicities cluster, repeating numbers, songs answering thoughts, strangers voicing your inner monologue. You realize waking life is dreamlike, slower density, but malleable. The same focus that allows flight in sleep lets you nudge outcomes here. Think of friend, text arrives, visualize parking spot, space opens. This is not magic, it is coherent intention. Eventually you will experience the double awakening, lucid in dream and lucid while awake. Pythagoras called it twofold light, mind that never sleeps. Zen speaks of the man who dreams he is a butterfly and wonders which is real. You'll smile, knowing both are. Nightmares may still arise. Shadow work never ends. But now you greet them as teachers. Darkness approached, you lit a lamp. Monsters reveal as masked sorrow. Integrate, gift you strength. Cycle upgrades. Sleep paralysis becomes launchpad. Shared dreams become research meetings. Precognition shapes compassionate action. Death itself loses sting. You've rehearsed it 10,000 nights. At hour's close, here's the distilled formula. Screens down, breath slow, cleanse space, declare intent, press neck gate. Ride theta, remember, record, decode, act. Do this and life transforms. As you set journal on nightstand this evening, know millions will tumble into digital hypnosis, yet you will embark on intentional odyssey. Guides already gather, doors already part. The forbidden manuscript you once sought in libraries opens in your own chest. Return tomorrow bearing stardust on your lashes, handwriting full of glyphs, heart thrumming with the hush of galaxies. Then share your story, sparks remembrance in another, theirs in another, until a lattice of lucid dreamers spans Earth, frequency rising beyond control. And if the memory blurs, play this again. Let each word strike the tuning fork of your soul until resonance prevails. Now, when this narration ends, float your cursor to the card titled Unlock the Third Eye Breath that pulls you out of body. That 7-minute protocol amplifies everything we've sown tonight. Click, breathe, ascend. I'll meet you in the hush behind your heartbeat. Between one blink and the next, where dreamers gather and the real adventure begins. Good night, traveler.